We are here at Ownership Club here at Intellectual Radio, Radio, and we are here at Nolo's on 99th and Torrance, and I'm excited. We have an amazing panel today. We got Frank Montrose in the building. What's going on, Frank?
What's up? What's up?
We have Kat in the building, one of the newest members of the Ownership Club on My Radio Chicago every Sunday, 2 to 4. What's going on, Kat?
Hey, how you doing?
And we have the business and personal credit man himself, Mr. Davis. How you doing, sir?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to be here, man. When I tell you this is an amazing, beautiful space, if you've never been to Nolo's on Torrance, you got to come here, man. Private events, birthdays. If you are not a cigar guy, please try one, because guess what? This is going to be a little bit different, Frank. This is going to be a little bit different, Kat and Mr. Davis. I call you Mr. Davis now because you done made so much money. I can't call you by your first name. You know, Frank, they say when you make over $1 million, you go from your first name to Mr. So,
Amen. I'm okay with that.
I'm not sure what your pronouns are, Frank, but
just Frank. The king of the South Side.
King of the South. There you go, King of the South
right.
Side.
Heavy is the crowd.
Listen, heavy is the crowd that wins. But I'm telling you right now, we have some amazing business owner. We have some amazing interviews coming up. When I tell you Frank Montrose and his team, we got some amazing realtors in the building, as well as some small business owners. And also, we have some motivational speakers. Shout out to Rachel Gary. She's going to have her amazing interview today. Kat, I know you're going to talk about that I Am Her event that's coming up.
Yes.
And what else do we got going on, Kat? What else we got going on?
Well, we do have I Am Her coming up the Sunday of the month. We also have I Am Him Day, which is the last Saturday of the month. They're both just self-care, mental health awareness events, just aim into the community so that we can focus on ourselves.
Okay.
Our self-care and our mental health. A lot of the times being an entrepreneur or a mom, a father, we worry about everybody else and we rarely worry about ourselves. And without us, those businesses and those babies, they don't thrive. So we have to make sure we taking and setting time aside for ourselves.
Phenomenal. Now, Mr. Davis, as they call you, what do you have going on, sir? Before we really dive into this thing, I know I be seeing you on social media, and you are a regular guest on the Ownership Club, and I know you got a boot camp coming up. I know you got a community coming up. Do you have the events coming up right now?
Right now, my main focus is getting. I have like 25 clients under contract right now.
Okay.
And under that contract, I'm getting them $250,000 in funding. And then I have another like 210 clients that I'm working on their credit so they can get to that funding contract. So my biggest goal right now is the 100K boot camp, transferring all my clients from getting that $250,000 into funding, getting them into the door of real estate, showing them how to invest the money. Because I think a lot of our problems is we think so highly on, I need the money, I need the money, I need the money. Okay, now you got it. And we spend it irresponsibly because we don't have and know the things to invest it in. You get what I'm saying? If we don't know about real estate, if we don't know these things to invest in, we're going to spend it on the things our hearts desire. We're going to get that Louis we want. We're going to get that Gucci we want. We're going to get that Fendi that we want because we don't know what to do with it. Yeah. So I always say a big load of money without guidance is dangerous because you have a bundle of money and all you have is everything you've been deprived of your whole life. Your mom, your grandmother. None of us came from good financial literacy. So to be able to have that discipline, to be able to have that structure within, getting this money and accessing these fees, you want to also have the guidance on how to invest it properly and do the things with it as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Davis. And I know Frank, Frank is the king of the South Side when it comes to real estate. I know you have a great team. And before we dive into what we're going to talk about, which is real estate, small business, multi-family union compared to commercial. Do you have any classes? So if somebody wanted to get into the real estate game right now, or if they wanted to join the Frank Montrose team, how could they do that?
Well, sure. So I have a meeting every Wednesday morning at 10:30. I always bring a special guest speaker in, and I speak as well myself. And so you're welcome to do that. We also have shadowing classes where if you want to know what real estate's really like, you can read all the books you want to, you can take all the classes you want to. But when you get out there and follow somebody and see how it's done, you're like, oh, so that's what it's really like. It's one thing to read the book, It's another thing to experience it. So, and then I'm always speak at different speaking events. If you're familiar with John Maxwell,
Yes.
so he just asked me to speak at his event.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Yes.
Appreciate that. And so I usually speak to an audience once, twice a month. So we and just bring value. But yeah, we if you want to join my team, you can always contact me, and we have a serious conversation, and I can let you know what it entails to be a realtor, and what it and dispel the myths. A lot of people think I'm going to be a millionaire overnight, and it takes hard work, and it takes smart work. You have to be intentional. A lot of people are just come in and they sit at the desk and they're like, I'm waiting for $1 million paycheck to fall out of the sky. Where if you're intentional and you like my buddy over here said, don't just because you get all this money, and if you're not intentional on growing your wealth, then you're going to spend it irresponsibly. Your whatever your habits are, you're gonna follow your habits, and so that's why you need to be intentional, because you need to shut down your bad intentions. And the only way you can look, you can read all the motivational books, you watch all the motivational videos, but when it comes down to it, you have to be intentional about your actions. And like just a perfect example, Brian, is I decided finally to be intentional about my weight. So in 3 months, I've lost 55 pounds because I'm intentional about every meal. So when I sit down, and like I was at a barbecue yesterday because I got family in town, I'm like, I can eat this, and this only. And, no potato salad, no, none of that. All that stuff is X marked the spot. Okay. Dessert, X marked my, and so I'm feeling better. My arthritis is getting better. I'm losing weight. It's all, it's great. But you know what? It applies. These principles apply to everything in life. If you're intentional, whatever you do, if you're because my habit is to eat everything in sight. I'll sit down and eat an entire pizza. Okay. When the wife and kids go away for a weekend, I'll order one of those Fiesta style pizzas. I'm like, I'll make it last year. I'm sitting there watching a football game, and I end up eating the whole thing. So, same thing with money. If I'm not intentional with it, when I was younger, I'll spend it on like clothing and fancy, trips and just out of control. So I learned that early in my life with real estate is I have to be intentional. So no matter what you do, I want to encourage everyone today to be intentional in your walk. And you want to better your life. Just be a little bit better every day. Just be 1% better every day. You don't need to solve all the world problems and be Superman or Superwoman right away. Become that person that you want to become. Yeah. Stop just wishing for it and continue in your habits. Become intentional. And so that's what with my team, I structure, Brian. I structure it so I teach them how to be intentional and show them the activities of what they need to execute every day. And success is not driving, having fancy cars, all the fancy clothes. Success is what I do every day. If I'm able to keep my mind focused on doing the highest hour activities, helping people, and doing the best activities that make me money. I'm a people pleaser, so I can easily help people at my expense. So I gotta balance it. Yeah. So I know my strengths and weaknesses, and so I encourage everyone to make sure you have a specific, defined definition of success. And it's not the outward stuff; it's the inward stuff. It's changing yourself. I think I just knocked myself. Okay, so it's changing yourself inward, and then you can be successful. You want to be successful in real estate? Give me a call, and I'll show you how to do it.
Frank, when I tell you, the reason why I love when you come on our show and talk is because you can see the passion. And a lot of times in business, you got to learn how to shut up, right? And sometimes in business, you can talk yourself out of a sale, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in credit, whether it's in funding, whether it's in accounting, whatever it is you do. And knowledge and education follows energy. And the question you have to ask yourself, are you getting better or are you getting worse? Yeah. Now, the one thing I would say to my panel, we have some amazing businesses here.
Yeah.
So the first half of this show today, for the Ownership Club, we're gonna dive into some amazing businesses, right? We're gonna dive into some interviews. We're gonna dive into what they're doing for their community, what they're doing for themselves. So when I tell you, when we come back, it's gonna be a quick break because I have to introduce my panel, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get into real estate. We're gonna get into funding. We're gonna get into credit because we got a lot of time, right? But when we come back, we're gonna dive into these interviews. And in my panel, I know we're gonna have some amazing questions for them. So again, we're here at Intellectual Radio, the Financial Power Hour. We'll be right back.
Hey, Brian, that's Camille Moore right there.